Look at that. Look at this here, an entire abandoned village. What on earth was this supposed to be? This is one of the most striking examples. There's your pool. It was definitely a bar. Here's your kitchen, I reckon. He spotted me and told me to f*** off, so I'll do what he says. And we get a fantastic view out up here. Look at that. Good morning here from the beautiful beaches of Hoi An in central Vietnam. To be truthfully honest, we're not quite in Hoi An itself. We're a couple of kilometres away in between Hoi An and Da Nang. And behind me is one of many examples of resorts that were due to be built and attract tourists from all over the world, but have since been left to rot and they're just sat here on the beach. I was driving through here yesterday, just found them really interesting, thought better come have a look. So by bicycle, I'm about 6 kilometres away. It took me about 20-25 minutes to get down here. So we're right here on the beach. You've got tourists sunbathing literally just over there. And right here you've got what is essentially a derelict construction site. This is one of the most striking examples. Didn't find a name for it. People just seem to refer to it as the abandoned castle of Hoi An. And then over to my left as well, you'll see a few more resort buildings, apartment complexes that were started at one point and never finished. It's safe to say Vietnam over the last 10 years has had a bit of a tourism boom, which would definitely explain the abundance of all of these half-finished resorts and hotels and villas and apartments and what have you. Apparently a lot of people on Reddit, local Vietnamese, seem to say that COVID definitely put a damper on the construction of a lot of these villas and hotels and resorts, and the fact that the government made it very easy to build meant that it became a bit of a get-rich-quick scheme for some of the construction companies around here. Buy up the land, build something and then kind of just leave it and see what happens. People have clearly been here. I mean, we're literally right next to the beach. Although it doesn't seem like there's actually a door here. It's quite an extensive structure. You've got a big basement down here and then 2 floors above it. The shell is there, but that's about as far as they got. Just the concrete shell around the outside. There you go, there's a big view of that basement in there, look. Every time I stick my head through the window, it's nice and cool. So it seems the way to get in is here, underneath what should be like a big fireplace or something. If you crawl underneath here, then it's actually possible to climb through, because a lot of them windows are a little bit too high. It was a bit sketchy with all the glass on the floor here. And here we are. Popular graphing spot, clearly. And here's the other fireplace as well, so this is basically how I got in. Thank fuck I didn't come through this one, look at that. That is glass there. I wonder if that was put there on purpose, but I wouldn't imagine so, being as you can literally just walk in. There's no barriers or nothing, you can get it from the beach. Just all this empty space. Slightly terrifying, that, isn't it? So by the looks of it, a lot of the windows that are boarded up once did have glass. Although that being said, all of the windows that are boarded up are all on the side facing the sea. Let's go and check out the basement. It's quite a way down. Oh, look at that. Money. I'm rich, man. Down here in the basement we've got all these like different pools of something. I guess this just would have been full of like plant stuff, you know? Heaters, generators, air conditioners, whatever. Quite far below the surface, so these here are these sort of cylindrical towers that you saw on the outside. If I stand next to them, look how much space there is above my head. It's really nice and cool in here. This dip in the floor here, in the staircase, looks like it could have been the bottom of a lift shaft or something. And here we go up to the first floor. I mean, it's quite a, it doesn't look that tall from the outside, but that is quite a way down. And it goes up further still, and it looks to be some kind of loft space up there. You can see the, just about making out the supports up there. And you get a fantastic view out up here, look at that. It is quite a contrast, isn't it? Just the beach there and this here. If you look up to the north, you can see Da Nang in the distance, and people just swimming in the beach like there's not an abandoned castle there. Again, as I mentioned, it's such a huge tourist destination here, especially in Hoi An itself down the road. Over here there's a rather ominous looking room. Someone's labelled as 0. 0 will kill. Keep out. Respect. BBL. I mean, there's not much going on. It's just a fucking room. Looks like the bricks are set up so someone could climb up there, but there's no way anyone, except for a small child, is getting through there. It's difficult to work out what this place was meant to be. It seems to me it was designed as a bit of a novelty, really. It doesn't seem particularly practical. It's not very big, at least if we compare it to over here out the window. Some of the other buildings that they were constructing, that clearly could be a hotel, luxury apartments, whatever. What on earth was this supposed to be? Remember, if you do come here, do not enter via the fireplace on the north side, because you'll cut your hands to bits and then all the dirt on the floor will infect it. Such a cool building, man. Very unique. And in such a unique location as well. These two buildings over here, they look like luxury apartments or something, or at least that's what they were meant to be. There is a policeman down there by the gate because the road is down there. He spotted me and told me to fuck off, so I'll do what he says. So we'll leave for now. Maybe I'll just go and sit on the beach for a little bit. This is as close as you can get to the other two buildings. I'm right next to the main road. There's one building and there's the other. Now there's still some construction equipment there. I don't know if you can see just over the fence. These buildings seem a lot closer to completion than the castle, so probably why their security is still here. And there's a fence along here as well, so the only way in is from the beach. This looks to have been the entrance to this complex, Hoi An Golden Sea. And there's the north building behind there. Some kind of reception. No way you're getting in there, but there's not very much to see. I can see on that table there some kind of like scale model that would have been their master plan. So you've got a much grander sort of entrance. The two buildings there, and then two more identical ones behind it. It looks like Hoi An Golden Sea was supposed to be some kind of mega luxury resort, sitting in its own small sea with underwater apartments, gold-plated bridges, and more of the castle structures that we've already seen. At the moment it looks like the project has been stalled. You can actually find some bad reviews on Google which reference this. This is the main road that links Da Nang and Hoi An here, and it runs along the beach. Either side of the road you'll just find areas like this, huge swathes of land that's been bought up and nothing's really happened. Despite Vietnam's tourism boom, the saturation and abundance of all of these resorts, hotels, what have you, it's meant that a lot of the time the money just runs out. So you can see here, like, it's just empty land. There's a few old buildings over there, maybe they're being cleared out. They've just left the excavators here. So here you have what probably used to be the site office. Lorries bringing in building materials, machines, to what was once probably a building site or somewhere they're at least trying to clear, and they just stopped. Come along the road and down a little side street. Ahead of me is the beach, people on it enjoying it, and here's another one right here. Huge swathe of unused land, and then another building. I mean, to be honest, this one looks more like it was abandoned rather than just unfinished like the others. We found the name of the place, Hoi TT or JJ. It's a bit of an odd name. But the stretch of sea here is so long that you get areas like this where there's 3 kids over there, but otherwise there's no one else at this beach really. It does look like there's a door over here. I went swimming earlier, so I changed out of my Caramels, so I'm a little bit worried. Look at that. This one was properly abandoned. All the other ones, they just ran out of money while building them. Whereas this one looked like it lived quite a full life. And because this section of beach is so underused, and because there's so much land available, it hasn't been knocked down. I don't really know much about the area, you know, you could have had storms, tsunamis, whatever. So if it sustained some damage from that, it might have never have been worth repairing the place. I mean, see the roof here, it's just collapsed in on itself. They probably had more buildings somewhere. This looks like a check-in desk, or maybe a bar. Maybe it was a restaurant. It was definitely a bar. Here's your kitchen, I reckon. Look at that. Still some old jars of stuff lying around. Looks like there was some kind of side room here. So this might have been a restaurant, check-in, main area. You come out here and you've kind of got little villas. You can see the mirror there, got their own ensuite bathroom, all quite tightly knit together. There's another one there. This one probably had bunk beds. Maybe it was a hostel of sorts. Definitely some kind of hotel. Look, there's the mount for your air conditioning remote. There's even a DVD. Or maybe it was a CD. Must have been abandoned a long last time ago if they're still out using CDs.
When I was doing the editing for this video, I actually found the TripAdvisor page for Hoi TT, which is still active. It's got some pictures from back when it was open as a hotel and bar, with pictures from between 2013 and 2018, although I'm not quite sure why the place closed.
Look at this here, an entire abandoned village full of all of these expensive villas. Look, just unfinished. Some of them, like that one, are a shell. Some of them, like this one, are a bit more of the way there. It's crazy. There's just a whole village of these. I'm not sure if some of these are lived in or not. Yeah, that one's lived in. Look, there's some shoes outside. Someone lives there. The rest of them, no, not quite. Perhaps they need buyers before they can be fully completed. And the lawns, the grass looks maintained. The whole street's just lined with them. I think once they'd be finished, they'd be beautiful houses to live in. Look at the balconies and the weather we've got here as well, you know. All they're missing is the rich foreigners to buy them up. Let's go have a look at one of them. So we're about halfway down the street. This one isn't occupied, as you can see clearly. They've even got pools, look at that. This is probably your living area. There's your pool. Comes filled. Look at that. Big staircase, lots of really airy space. I feel like a fucking estate agent. The upstairs bit doesn't quite look as refined. Yeah, it's not quite ready yet, is it, this one? You can make it out onto the balcony. Must be your master bedroom or something. Not a lot of privacy. Look how many of these are empty. I think I've only seen about 2 that look lived in, the 2 yellow ones. Let's go and check out the villa on the other side. So all the ones on the right, they've got this sort of big front window and a balcony. These ones look slightly different. In fact, this one's got like is that AC? All ready to go. Feels a lot more open than the other one. This looks like it could be a garage for one of them, because there's nowhere to park your car on that side of the road. And you'd imagine the wealthy foreigners buying this place could actually afford cars, unlike the locals. These ones have got proper cabling, look. It's all ready to go, all the sockets. I think you've got your Ethernet and telephone there as well. There's your plumbing. This must be your bathroom. Got all your plumbing here.
If you go to this section of beach on Google Maps, you can actually find one of the completed villas listed, and it gives you a good idea as to what they may look like when they're actually completed.
This house here must have been the, you know when you go to a new build estate and they've got that office at the front, the marketing suite. Maybe this was the marketing suite. Seems to be the biggest building of the lot. And right here at the front, had some furniture in it at one point or another. Well, perhaps not, perhaps it was just another house. Huge open space up here, massive. Maybe that's why they ran out of money, because they tried to find panes of glass that big and spent all their money. This one's got a bit of a leak in the roof there, so it must have been sitting for quite a while. It's a lovely sunny day today, but as anyone who's been to Vietnam knows, when it rains, it really rains. Nice balcony out here too. Perhaps that was a master bedroom of sorts. And what we've got here, a couple of showers maybe. Got to be. So maybe it was a commercial building, because you'd have the men and the women's toilets there. Maybe a big office up here in this open space. People trying to sell all these houses. Now on this first house on the street, there is a sign. 95,000 dong per square metre. That's not very much. 95,000 dong per square metre is about £3 per square metre, but these are quite big bits of land. I don't really know anything about property. What a find that was.